What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Buzz. Khamzat Chimaev has officially responded to Alex Pereira after the champion hinted at his next historic move. Recently, Alex shared a post suggesting he is now aiming to become a 3-division UFC champion, clearly indicating his pursuit of the heavyweight title. On Instagram, he posted a photo with the caption, 211 Ichi 3, signaling his ambition to add a third belt to his legacy. Chimaev didn't stay silent. He jumped into the comments and wrote, -1, making it clear he intends to stand in Pereira's way. Alex later revealed more insight into his mindset and preparation. He explained that he had been sidelined since his last fight due to a foot injury and hadn't trained for 2 months. Before returning to regular training, he wanted to spend Thanksgiving weekend with his children in Orlando. However, plans quickly changed when they visited a gym, and he ended up doing 2 full workouts. He described the second session as an intense sparring day, something he hadn't planned for, especially since he didn't even bring a mouthguard. Despite the long break, he stepped in and completed 8 full rounds with 8 different training partners of various weight classes, with only one possibly lighter than him. Alex admitted he wasn't in ideal physical condition and felt some hesitation since these were his first workouts since his last fight. Still, he pushed through, embraced the challenge, and finished without injury. Pereira emphasized how thankful he felt and stated that he is committed to returning stronger than ever. He believes he is on the path to achieving something no fighter has done before. With Chimaev already throwing verbal jabs and Pereira showing signs of chasing history, the tension between the two continues to rise, and the MMA world is watching closely. Before moving on to the next news, we have a quick request for you. We're always working to improve our content and truly value your support. If you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, it would mean a lot to us. That way you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Tom Aspinall has fired back at Dana White and Aspinall-Gane following a new video posted on his YouTube channel, where he addressed the controversy surrounding his recent fight. Aspinall directly responded to Dana White's comments from the post-fight press conference, particularly Dana's claim that Tom didn't want to continue after suffering eye pokes. Aspinall made it clear that his decision to stop was not due to a lack of willingness, but because he physically could not continue safely. He explained that he had double vision after being poked in both eyes, making it impossible to fight one of the best strikers in the world under those conditions. Aspinall emphasized that fighters are expected to push through injuries that occur legally during a fight. He even referenced his bout with Andrei Arlovski, where he was punched directly in the eye and couldn't see out of it for the rest of the match, yet still fought on. According to him, that is part of MMA, but when the damage comes from an illegal foul, he believes no fighter should be expected to risk long-term damage just to avoid criticism. Aspinall questioned why he should continue fighting blind just so some dummy could claim he got knocked out. He reminded fans that illegal eye pokes are not something fighters can, or should, fight through. He stressed that he made the responsible decision for his health and career. He also didn't hold back regarding Dana White's comments. When asked if he was disappointed in the UFC president's remarks, Tom replied sarcastically, asking what people expected him to feel. He made it clear that he believes the responsibility for what happened is obvious, and questioned why the situation was being framed as though he quit. Aspinall then addressed Aspinall-Gane directly, stating that he believes Gane's eye pokes were intentional. While he initially thought the first poke was accidental, watching the fight footage changed his perspective. He said that nearly every time he put Gane in danger, Gane's fingers were extended toward his eyes. According to Aspinall, it looked like a pattern, not an accident, and he didn't hesitate to call Gane a big cheater, adding that fans should look at Gane's past fights for similar behavior. Move on to another news. Merab Dvalishvili recently spoke about the possibility of moving up to the featherweight division, addressing the topic with clarity and respect. He explained that a move to 145 pounds is not off the table, but it will only happen when the timing is right. Merab emphasized that for now, his complete focus remains on the bantamweight division, where he still feels he has unfinished business. He stated that his immediate priority is his upcoming fight against Tsarukyan, a matchup he is fully committed to. Merab added that he wants to fight again in March and is open to facing anyone who is ready for that time frame. He also expressed hope that he will be granted the long-anticipated title shot, making it clear that competing for the championship remains his top goal. When discussing a potential jump to featherweight, Merab explained that he will consider it only after handling things in his current division. He said that the situation at 145 pounds will determine his future decisions, and if the UFC asks him to move up, he is willing to do it. However, he reiterated that he is not pursuing this idea right now. Merab also took time to share his admiration for Alexander Volkanovski, highlighting the champion's toughness, professionalism, and character both as a fighter and as a father. Merab said he has tremendous respect for him and does not want to speak recklessly about a potential fight if featherweight. He made it clear that although he is confident in his abilities, he prefers to stay focused on his current path rather than generating unnecessary hype. He concluded by reminding fans that this is the fight business, and things can change quickly. But until he secures his title shot at bantamweight, his attention remains solely on his weight class and the challenges immediately in front of him. Move on to another news. Arman Tsarukyan has claimed that the UFC originally planned to schedule a high-profile matchup between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett in January. According to Arman, this was the promotion's preferred direction before circumstances changed. With Topuria now out for the first quarter of 2026 due to personal matters, the UFC shifted gears, booking Paddy Pimblett against Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title instead. Arman explained that he was already aware of the UFC's intention to match Topuria and Pimblett early next year. What surprised him was the decision to create an interim title fight involving Gaethje and Pimblett. Tsarukyan said he knew the UFC wanted to build up a major event featuring Topuria and Paddy, and because the promotion had already invested in that plan, he felt that even knocking Ilia out wouldn't have changed their direction at the time. He suggested that the narrative surrounding Topuria's withdrawal may not be solely about personal issues. In his view, the UFC is strategically elevating Pimblett into a star by giving him high-profile opportunities, including a title fight. Arman believes the promotion is attempting to replicate the type of blockbuster rivalry once seen between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor, using Pimblett's popularity and Topuria's rising name to build a massive marquee matchup. Tsarukyan also claimed that despite his own success and ranking, the UFC has been hesitant to give him a title shot because they know he poses a legitimate threat to the entire division. He stated he could defeat every top contender, and that is the main reason he has been overlooked. He didn't hold back when assessing his competition. According to Arman, Paddy Pimblett would be easy work, and Ilia Topuria, despite the hype, would also be a straightforward. Move on to another news. Max Holloway has expressed uncertainty about competing on the highly anticipated White House card. Although his next fight has not been officially confirmed, rumors persist that he may defend his BMF title against Charles Oliveira at UFC 324. When asked about the possibility of appearing on the historic event, Holloway explained that while the idea is exciting, he isn't completely convinced. He noted that major storylines such as Conor McGregor's situation and Jon Jones' potential return are shaping how the card might look. Holloway acknowledged that the concept of a White House event is unique and potentially iconic, but he also pointed out a significant concern. There are no American champions on the card besides the BMF title, which he currently holds. Holloway admitted that the chances of him being included in the lineup are high, but his hesitation stems from the event's unusual setup. According to what he has heard, only about 5,000 people will be able to attend in person on the White House lawn, while tens of thousands more will be watching from large screens across the street. Although he understands the spectacle behind such a plan, the limited seating raises personal concerns. For Holloway, having his family present at his fights has always been meaningful. Throughout his career, they have been by his side, close to the cage, and sharing the moments that define his journey. The idea that they might not be able to attend this event feels disappointing to him. He emphasized that after working so hard to reach this level in the UFC, the presence and support of his loved ones matter deeply. The prospect of fighting on such a monumental card loses some of its appeal if his family cannot be there to experience it with him. Move on to another news. It appears that Ronda Rousey may truly be preparing for a return to combat sports. Over recent months, she has been sharing striking and training footage on her Instagram, igniting speculation about a potential comeback. Now, according to boxing journalist Lance Pugmire, Rousey is reportedly in active negotiations to face two-time undisputed boxing champion Katie Taylor in 2026. Katie Taylor, widely regarded as one of the greatest female boxers of all time, holds an impressive professional record of 25-1, and most recently secured her third victory over Amanda Serrano this past summer. In contrast, Rousey has been out of competition for nearly a decade. Her last fight took place at UFC 207 in 2016, where she suffered a 48-second knockout loss to Amanda Nunes. The MMA community has reacted strongly, and many believe this potential matchup is a serious mismatch. Analyst Adam Martin argued that Rousey has no business stepping into a boxing ring against an elite striker of Taylor's caliber. Journalist Mike Bohn called it a crazy proposition, and raised concerns about how any athletic commission could license Rousey, considering she publicly discussed her history of concussions during a recent book tour. Others in the combat sports world were equally shocked. Aaron Bronstetter admitted he never expected to hear Rousey's name linked to a boxing bout of this magnitude. Fans online have been even more blunt, questioning whether Rousey is risking severe injury. Many pointed out how badly she struggled against top-level strikers like Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes in MMA, arguing that stepping into a pure boxing match with one of the sport's pound-for-pound best could be disastrous. Several commenters suggested that Katie Taylor would dominate Rousey with ease, and criticized the idea of such an unbalanced matchup. The news has sparked widespread debate. Is this the right move for Ronda Rousey after years of retirement? Can she realistically compete with someone as skilled and accomplished as Katie Taylor inside a boxing ring? Fans are divided, but one thing is certain. The possibility of Rousey's return has once again captured global attention. Move on to another news. Ahead of his flyweight title defense against Joshua Van this weekend, Alexandre Pantoja addressed speculation about a possible move to bantamweight to face Merab Dvalishvili. While the idea of a super fight has excited fans, Pantoja made it clear that he is not particularly eager to jump divisions at this stage of his career. Speaking with TMZ Sports, the champion offered high praise for Merab, while explaining why such a matchup may not make sense for him right now. Pantoja acknowledged Merab Dvalishvili's elite status in the sport, calling him one of the best fighters in the world. He noted that Merab is ranked among the top pound-for-pound athletes, potentially sitting at number 3 or even number 2. In Pantoja's view, Merab presents an incredibly difficult challenge for anyone in the bantamweight division, given his relentless pressure, cardio, and physical strength. What truly gives Pantoja pause, however, is the idea of moving up 10 pounds from flyweight to bantamweight. He emphasized that while 10 pounds may sound minor to casual observers, the difference in size, power, and frame between the two divisions is substantial. Pantoja referenced past matchup disparities, such as Weili Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko, as examples of how noticeable the physical gap can be when fighters from different weight classes collide. He added that stepping into a new division and expecting to finish someone as durable and well-conditioned as Merab would be unrealistic. The champion explained that bantamweights typically possess a natural strength advantage, and competing against them requires more than just speed and skill. It demands adapting to a different level of physicality. Although Pantoja expressed immense respect for Merab, he suggested that his focus remains on the flyweight division and on defending his title against the challengers already lined up. For now, talk of a super fight seems premature, but he didn't fully rule out the possibility of exploring opportunities in higher weight classes in the future. For the moment, though, Pantoja's priority is clear: handle business at flyweight and continue building his legacy where he feels strongest. Move on to another news. TJ Dillashaw has opened up about the real reasons he chose to fight Aljamain Sterling for the bantamweight title in 2022, despite suffering from a serious shoulder injury. Dillashaw, who lost the bout via second-round TKO, now explains that he went through with the fight because he genuinely believed he could beat Sterling even while compromised. Reflecting on his decision, Dillashaw described a career spent overcoming adversity. He explained that difficult circumstances had never stopped him from performing in the past, and that mindset carried into his fight with Sterling. He pointed out that he had previously dealt with major injuries, such as shoulder issues before his bouts with Cody Garbrandt, and a significant knee problem before facing Corey Sandhagen, yet still managed to come out on top in both situations. When it came to Sterling, Dillashaw said he assessed the matchup and believed the then-champion had weaknesses he could exploit. He emphasized that his comments were not meant as a personal insult, but rather a strategic evaluation. In his view, Sterling simply did not present the same level of danger as some of the other champions in the division's history. Dillashaw stated that based on his analysis, Sterling appeared to be the weakest champion among recent title holders, not in terms of disrespect, but in terms of exploitable gaps in his skill set. Dillashaw believed that even with his shoulder badly compromised, he would still be able to expose those weaknesses and walk away with the belt. Ultimately, the injury played a major role in the outcome, but Dillashaw stands by the decision he made at the time. He explained that his confidence came from years of pushing through adversity and finding ways to win against high-level opponents, despite physical limitations. By revisiting this chapter of his career, Dillashaw has given fans a clearer understanding of why he accepted the fight under such difficult circumstances, and why he felt Sterling was a beatable champion even when he wasn't at full strength.